Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our Global TV Deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with us. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. That's a people day. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear not hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rub and cheat, and not press the poor. Make up what I seen to. Make a man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make a man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite part: if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out. I sell out Babylon. Big man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Big man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead can sell out Rasta and sell out. I sell out Babylon. Yes, stop on the right. You might throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing. You might throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black big man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
They call it our National Heroes Day celebration. How much, though, is our heroes, so called, represented in our curriculum as opposed to the representation of our colonial history, which we are still telling them what Columbus found and who Columbus found? But to slap us in our face on a day like yesterday, Andrew Holness made sure he recognized the living hero among us. Of them were Christopherson, the Doctor of Death, and Desmond Mackenzie, the Minister of Mess. I mean, if insult wasn't so glaring, yesterday a bright light was shone on the insult of our heroes. It's about time that we even teach our children who our national heroes are. Even Garvey. Garvey should have a place on our syllabus of his own. But we're still teaching about the kings and England and the Shakespeares and the Churchills and all sorts of bullshit that does not really represent us. Yesterday was quite an embarrassing celebration to see, among the awardee, Garnet Silk posthumously, and two JCF constable. Barring that, the rest of it was just friendly plaka with the nation's order, or King Charles's order, if you want to call it that. Morning, everyone, and welcome to my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, VIP subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good morning and welcome. Boy, may I tell you, the cough took hold of me yesterday evening. My cough so till my head pain me. So, a quarter to you, Pamela. How are you? So, because of that, I couldn't get the chance to come out last night because I was coughing like I've got whooping cough, and I had to blind this thing with onion and chili pepper. Onion, chili pepper, and a clove. When I mix them lot together, kind of do the trick for me of slowing down the cough and the itchiness in my throat. But good morning, everyone, TikTok and YouTube. I am back. Now, on the matter of Jaden Smith, there will be a protest on Friday at Thingy Mart in Mandeville. You know, that supermarket where he was last seen on their CCTV camera. Friday, October the 24th at 11 a.m. Megamart parking lot in Mandeville. I hope the nation can show that it's not only over the airwaves that we're angry. Radcliffe, how you do? It's not only over the airwave that we're angry about Jaden Smith's disappearance, which we now presume him to be dead. I will adjust JCF in a minute, but to the social media audience, I'm going to address you all on two things because I see bits of it over on my Facebook page as well, people in the comments. There are some people that is using this devastating opportunity to criticize Jaden's mom has not been a real mom for giving him away. Now, everybody's circumstances is different. What I would say to you, given her circumstances at the time, she thought she had made the best decision in Jaden's interests. And I don't think this opportunity should be used to criticize her, or as my grandmother would say, to pass schism on her. Next, on same way on my Facebook, where I see some people are like they're coming to Shanique's defense. How can you be pronouncing them guilty without evidence? How can you accuse them without? And I would say to those, tough. If it's only accusation that you're worried about, when we're worried about a 12-year-old child who has gone missing, where the family story, if you're following the track record of the family story over social media, it's bloody hard to keep up with, because they all have different versions of the story, which is why JCF is really irritating me. If we not think to say we accuse Shanique without evidence, then Shanique can come back to Jamaica, come clear her name, give way a full breakdown of her movement, give way her phone record, her phone history. It's us, the people, against Shanique, JCF, yeah? It's about time that we make it public if we not launch a murder investigation into Jaden's disappearance or not. This is no secret. It's us, the people, against Shanique. It's what we, the people, want. So we want to know if the police is following all these different leads we're hearing over social media, all those discrepancies in the different arguments put forward by the mother, the daughter, the brother, the husband. The stories do not add up. Shanique could not control herself. Is why she left America betoten clothes and a sister at Demataki. This was how angry Shanique was, to the point that she couldn't even pack, she could even draw 5 suit of clothes, or draw one little bag or one little suitcase and just throw few bangarang in her, few crutchment. That's how angry she was. And the minute she got to Jamaica, within hours of Shanique getting to Jamaica, Jaden was missing. And not concerned by us defaming Shanique. Shanique can sue us. She can sue us. There's no problem with that. I'm not one who is bothered about lawsuit or is afraid of lawsuit. Yes? So she can sue us if she think a defame, we're defame her. But I don't think she understands that what she has done to Jaden has turned into a spiritual movement against her. Everybody has risen up against her because the truth is on a flimsy argument, on a whole heap of different story. The truth is hidden within that. And we want the detectives to draw it out. That's why we're asking the JCF to launch a murder investigation and bring Shanique back to Jamaica for questioning. We want her to come back to Jamaica for questioning. We want to know why is it normal practice for her to come to Jamaica without clothes? Why she go down a Spurchy Hill go be there and change? If she come to Jamaica without clothes, as would I assume a frequent traveler, she would have leftover clothes in Jamaica. And it would have possible that your mother yard. But why got your mother manager down a Pertree Hill go be there and change? Where you never even talk about throughout any are your argument or your advance over social media until your mother husband says so. Uno claim say Jaden and the baby alone did enter the room, but yet the whole and have all sort of different story as to how it happened. The baby jump on Jaden shift and all sort, but uno claim only the baby and Jaden was in the room. Who's to say this whole story about Jaden causing the baby foot to break is true? Who's to say Jaden is not blamed for something where we can verify say gosso, because Jaden is nowhere for his side of story to be told, because within hours of the baby foot broken, Jaden went missing. Come on, JCF. Have you not heard the many different stories where we are listening to from all the people who you ought to investigate thoroughly? Particularly Shanique and her younger brother. Shanique and her younger brother JCF ought to be pressed hard. Shanique's movement is questionable. One can assume she got to Jamaica in a rage. As she same one say, when I got to Jamaica, at that time my mental health kind of settled down. The fact that she could even come with clothes. The fact that she could even come with clothes. It tells you how much a hissy fit she was in to come to Jamaica, not to see the baby, but to fuck up Jaden. She may not have intended to kill him. It could be an accidental blow and them decide, let's get rid of him. But we, the people of Jamaica, wants to know what happened. Who picked him up in a car? Which cousin picked him up in a car? We want to know the synchronicity between the time where Jaden spotted at Mega Mart and the time where Shani claimed she was away from the hospital. Not she claimed, because she claims that she spent the whole time at the hospital. But the father, the stepfather, make we know, so you left the hospital. And all of these stories, JCF, given the broken leg that triggered everything. And within hours of that, the youth has gone missing, and they think that we are defaming. And them come out here with the hope a different story can give with clue. And them come out here with the whole heap of cover story, with the whole heap of distorted story for mislead we. And them throw themselves in the line of fire. And the people are just a walk and talk. So them, it's their wording. It's their many different stories. It's their many different unconnected timeline. It's their omissions of some part of their movement. So now we accuse them. Shanique needs to come. There's a 12-year-old child missing, possibly dead. Do you realize that? Do you realize that there's a 12-year-old child missing, possibly dead? This is why we're asking JCF to move faster on this matter. Because phone record, once you launch a murder investigation, you can subpoena these people phone records, even though they may delete things from the physical phone. There's a footprint held by Flow or Digicel, which the police can apply for under a warrant from the court. The police need to do these things. I'm not sure if they can do that in a missing persons report if they're not claiming them to be the suspect. But if they open a murder inquiry with all the different connected arguments, Shanique's motive and movement, and with timing, she could be the main suspect in Jaden's disappearance. As a matter of fact, we deem her, JCF, to be the major suspect in Jaden Smith's disappearance. So we're appealing to the JCF to launch a murder investigation with Shanique and her 15-year-old brother as the main suspect involved in Jaden's disappearance, now murder. But we cannot, given this is not like a missing child, which we don't have certain movements or backstory on that is linked, what we believe, to his disappearance. There's a whole rafter of story, a whole rafter of circumstances. Given the connected circumstances and events and stories out there from the family, the police can open a murder investigation because we don't think Jaden is alive almost 1 month. Who would be assisting him at the risk of going to prison for one, child abduction, or I don't know what the other charges would be. So I don't know if anybody would want to put themselves into that risk when they are of the view that the entire nation is on the search for Jaden Smith. The entire nation is demanding justice for Jaden Smith. But we are calling for a swift murder investigation with Shanique and her brother as the main suspect. Whatever they did to Jaden from the night to when, after Jaden was seen leaving Megamart, was plotted by those two. We also need Shanique's driver to be questioned because the crime committed by Shanique against Jaden, she was assisted by a driver also. So we want, this is how important her phone record is. We want her phone record. So we want to see where she goes for the brief period she was in Jamaica, who she communicated with, and most importantly, the time frame of the communication between her and whoever, particularly the driver, particularly the communication between her and her brother from the night when the baby foot was broken to the point when she got to Jamaica, up until she got to Jamaica and up until the Monday. It is important. The communication between her and her brother is of paramount importance to the investigation. This is why we're asking the JCF to move fast, because you need to seize phone, you need to apply for warrants. If they don't allow you to get in at them phone, you need to apply for warrant for their phone record from the phone providers. So, JCF, we are pleading to you to move swiftly on a murder investigation. Don't let the evidence that we, the people, depend on to know what happened to Jaden Smith goes missing or phased out. There is enough in public at the moment for the police to investigate. Nobody is above questioning, especially when they start open their mouth and their story does not add up when you put them all together. So it does warrant, and sorry, if you can support the demonstration on the protest on Friday, please make sure you show your support to Jaden's biological mom, to the spirit and memory of Jaden, and to show that Jamaica is not going to stand and allow it to be a 9-day wonder. We are not going to stand by and watch the security services treat this as another oops. It could be possible that Shanique could have sold Jaden into the child trafficking ring. Me no know. It's a possibility. Until the investigators get to the bottom of what has happened, we cannot clear Shanique. Her movement, circumstances, motive tied her to the heart of what happened to Jaden Smith. All right? So those of you who think we are defaming her, tough. If that's all she have to tackle with, then that's tough. Tell her to brush it off and move on, but we still want to know the truth. Oh, onto the national bullshit. Now, Keith Duncan Smith was honored for telling the Prime Minister lie about how good the economy is, even when the economy is free falling. The only deserved one, I thought, was Garnet Silk posthumous award. But the Prime Minister gave an award to Gaspol Brown, the man who just assisted the Prime Minister in stealing the nation's election. The nation election. Order of distinction he's been given, you know. Order of distinction for stealing the election for the Prime Minister. This is where our heroes, this is what our heroes come to, you know. When Andrew Holness can stand up and tell the world, say, we're celebrating living heroes amongst us. And then that would lead you to believe that some of these balmy people, like the director of election who messed up 2 elections, was awarded Order of Distinction, rank of commander for service in the field of electoral management and strengthening of democracy. Like, seriously? Strengthening of democracy. The same democracy that a lot of us were denied of Gaspol Brown. A lot of us, when 5 o'clock on the 3rd of September came, Gaspol Brown was prevented from voting. A lot of us was sabotage Gaspol Brown with that balmy electronic system on get from the Israelis to come mess up with election. I mean, you've been awarded handsomely. Order of Distinction, Commander in the rank of service. Two of the other deserving awardee was Constable Ramon Henry and Constable Tyrone Stevenson, who was awarded for their gallantry in an attack in Church Street, St. James, sometime earlier this year. But the slap in the face, Desmond McKenzie. These are insults, you know. These are insults. And let me tell you why they are. Desmond McKenzie has been for some time the Minister of Local Government, has he not? It's one of the most non-functioning ministry under Andrew Holness government. Desmond McKenzie received Order of Jamaica, the 5th highest national award from Patrick Allen, for exceptional contribution to public service, particularly local government, community development, the representational politics. Mackenzie's political career belonged in what's it or other until whenever. He has been Minister of Local Government for some time, with the responsibility of the 14 municipal corporation, or the 13 with the one double. Oh, 14 make a thingy rather there. Wet name, Portmore. He also has the oversight for the National Solid Waste Management Agency. There's a pileup of rubbish under Desmond McKenzie's tenure. There's a failure of local government across the 14 parishes to fix our local roads, to clean our drains, to give us proper water irrigation at the local level. What is local government doing? We are rat infested, Desmond McKenzie, because the National Solid Waste Management Agency is barely doing their job, something that your ministry have oversight over. But Patrick Allen says, the Patrick Plain Politics said, you have given exceptional contribution to public service. I mean, we know you have stolen a lot. We know you have stolen. We don't know if I did the finger them. Him a talk about so you contribute to public service. But this is what the disgrace where heroes they come to, where corrupt politician like Desmond McKenzie get awarded on Heroes Day. Kevin Downs will also get an award for singing for the JLP them concert. Another JLP journalist gets an award. Veteran broadcaster Emily Shields receives Order of Distinction in the rank of Commander for her contribution to journalism and legal advocacy during the 2025 ceremonial legislative presentation in honors, blah, blah, blah. Exception, what do they call it? For her contribution to journalism and legal advocacy. I mean, you ever hear Emily behave like journalist? When Emily Shields is just like Wayne, and not Wayne Chen, Wayne name Dennis Chung. They're always in Andrew's pocket and they're on Andrew's side. But when you praise Donald Trump, you normally get a position When you don't praise Donald Trump, then you know how it go. You know what the most disgraceful part was? Dr. Christopher Tufton leaves the platform after receiving the Order of Distinction in the rank of commander for his contribution to public service, particular in health and wellness sector. The Market Me Dr. Tufton, the $80 million Market Me Dr. Tufton. The Dr. Tufton with the bad rice. The Dr. Tufton killing the 8 babies in 2003. The Dr. Tufton who killed 24 babies in 24 days this year. The Dr. Tufton who Dr. Roger Hunter told us is presiding over the death of 15,000 Jamaicans per year. The Dr. Tufton, who it is said to have shares in Funeral Parlor, that Dr. Tufton yesterday was awarded as one of the living hero amongst us. Then if this is not for a laugh, you remember how embarrassing it was when Woody Meyer came to Jamaica? And Woody Meyer could tell young Jamaicans all sorts about Garvey, and even older Jamaicans knew nothing of those information because Garveyism is studied in Africa. Garveyism is studied in Africa. And we, the little hobnobs down here, the little Westerners, and we don't know about Garveyism. Any young African who you buck up on can lecture you about Garvey because they all study Garvey and Nkrumah. They all study Garvey and Nkrumah while we're studying James Elizabeth, Victoria, Churchill, Shakespeare, and all sorts of fuckery. This is why we have become so backwards, you know. Never mind them take out physics, civics, rather, out of school. And you all don't see where it's going. We are being dumbed down. We are being brutalized. We are being pushed into fear. The economy of free fall runway. Every little livelihood that the descendants of the enslaved used to survive pan. Government just are taking time and a cut it off little so. You see, if we, the people of Jamaica, don't stand up and change Prince Charles' order in council, can you hear when them invoke Parliament, them have to invoke the order in council, King Charles' power given to them, the legal authority to act. This is why they don't want to change the constitution. Both parties want to dance around us over the constitution. Because if the constitutional review is to be done meaningfully, it must represent us. We must have a say in the rules that governs us. That's what they don't want. Because what has happened with this document we have for the administration of the protectorate is Prince Charles' orders to keep us in our place. This is why you see both party continue to make noise on a 1956 legislation that Manley could have changed, Siaga could have changed. What the one then Black Prince could have changed. Portia could have changed. Andrew and Bruce could have changed. Andrew can change, but we still deprived of we beat. Andrew and Siaga have had the most brilliant time to do that and challenge. In 1983, when Siaga had that election that Michael Manley didn't contest, which he dominates parliament within that time, he could have reversed that law without any challenge from the other party. Andrew Holness's last 5 years of government, where Andrew Holness pushed legislation through Parliament within 8 hours within a working day. Andrew Holness could have changed the 1956 Beach Act. But this is what gets me fed up with Jamaica people and politics. Aren't you fed up of the same old promises that nobody does nothing about, and they shamelessly come every election cycle and promise you the same thing, and you jump for it? I find that bit very, very irritating. And this is why they're never going to do anything, because they realize that we are willing to be ruled by promises. We have to get involved, my people. This is what I'm trying to say to you. We have to get involved. We cannot continue to only participate when it's about giving these people power. And then when it's about administrating the affairs of the country, you don't want to know. Then you only want to scream when government is corrupt or when government is a thief. Maybe if you were more involved, it would have showed them, say, too much away pay attention so they can't thief so much. They have to take time with the thieving. But when 60% of you decide, say, it don't even worth voting. But I'm sure many of those 60% of you complain about the bad services, complain about the corruption, complain about the police brutality. Police brutality that we see in the Jamar Ferguson situation. I think the thing we're done with it, Yeah. The thing we did done with the Jamar Ferguson situation, because me hear PNP come out.
This now viral video shows the now deceased Jamar Ferguson opening the door to his dwelling in Cherry Lane.
And PNP said Donald Trump carry out extrajudicial execution in the Caribbean. What is the JCF doing in Jamaica, Dana Scott Motley? PNP and Dana Scott Motley. If Donald Trump is doing extrajudicial execution in the Caribbean, what did Andrew Holness and Chang order the Jamaica Constabulary Force to do? And the broader question is Jamar Ferguson not an extrajudicial execution as well? We just want to know. We want to know if Jamar Ferguson is extrajudicial execution as well. And them something we can't take with the political hypocrisy, because we pick and choose what we talk about. Just like how Andrew, I mean, I think Jamaicans understand, but after we done with come off of Jamar, we go up Andrew and Carrie come, because Andrew have sold us out. Andrew Holness has sold us out to Donald Trump tirade. Andrew Holness have sold us out in order to keep his visa. And the wholeness willing for the make we deal with Horace Chang and Andrew Holness extrajudicial killing before we go pan for Donald Trump.
This now viral video shows the now deceased Jamar Farquharson opening the door to his dwelling in Cherry Tree Lane, Clarendon, minutes to 3 p.m. Monday, September 15. The concern for relatives is what happened before and or after this apparent surrender that would cause the 22-year-old mixologist to be killed by police. A request to the JSA for the official report on the fatal shooting has gone unanswered. But CCTV footage obtained by CVM News from 2:34 up to 3 p.m. gives us a timeline of the events. The first video was captured at 2:34 p.m. Jamar arrives home from work. His housemate who also works with him confirmed this with CVM News. He's eating a patty and makes his way upstairs to his room. At 2:38 p.m., he takes off his shirt and walks to his room. He stays there until 2:56 p.m. when he sees the police arrive at the gate. He runs with his phone to let them inside. He was home alone. This is where the plot develops. From this video, we know Jamar is outside. 2:57 to 2:58 p.m. Police enter and search the entire building. The cameras don't show it, but they force their way into 4 other rooms other than Jamar's. When we visited, we were shown the damage to each door. In fact, this door was badly damaged. No one else was there. Then they turned this camera sideways. But it continues recording on a cloud. They unplugged the internet at 3:31 p.m. But the camera downstairs continued recording before the police disconnected the internet and captured several of the team members walking in and out, stopping and checking behind chairs, conversing with each other, even talking on the phone. In this video alone, we count at least 10 policemen and women in conversation while Jamar is outside. The last video was recorded at 3:31 p.m. The other tenant says the internet was disconnected and his 3 cameras upstairs taken by police. He brought us to the room and showed us what appeared to be bullet holes in the wall where Jamar was reportedly shot. Bloodstains were still present. Indicom has all the footage seen by CVM News and is investigating. The other tenant has since moved out in fear, telling CVM News the police have circled the area every day since the shooting. Residents staged a protest on Saturday demanding answers. Jamar's aunt, who raised him, also wants answers.
It don't take a rocket science to know that you have to have a search warrant. Whose name is on the search warrant?
Giovanni Dennis.
When will Jamaicans stand against police brutality? Because it is getting out of hand. And when it happens, nobody recognizes what is happening to us. Everybody sort of treat it like it's our fault.
At
the time, it's our fault, as if there's a law that says we must submit ourselves to police brutality. Me no know of it, you know. I mean, I encourage nobody to submit themselves to police brutality, because police operate on powers that they must deploy lawfully. Our police with uniform and gun and the authority of the word policing. Now, with this video, there is an argument circulating over social media that the officer who set up the young boys in this car with the magazine, one of the occupants in the car, it is said, is sleeping with one of the officer girlfriend, which we believe is Officer 22136, because Officer 22136 was the one who planted the magazine. So if the story is true, we believe that to be so. So They're even willing to use the JCF power in Métis war if there's any truth to the argument.
Just check if no is here, I want to them man, my youth, what them do? What's it now?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
What kind of my brother?
The waste man, them are yours.
Think what every boy going to care, the second one. Just try to pull out a while ago. That's a good thing we regard them. Man, all that fight in the point of going down the case when they picking up. I look at that, yeah. Them police officer, them.
Personal. My personal recordings. Okay. That's no problem at all. So officers, we can get in the name, please. And which station and attached to? Hey, officers.
Yeah, we're not forgetting, while we're calling on the JCF to do their job in investigating Jaden Smith's disappearance, we're also waiting an indicum to see Norman. What I want to see, Norman, is how much of the 23 officers involved in Jamar Ferguson's murder, how much of the 23 officers will indicum charge? Will it be all of them? Will it be the two that pulls the trigger? Will it be the commanding officer for the operation? Who will be responsible, if not all, for the murder of Jamar Ferguson? So we don't want the police or anybody to distract us, because we can work on both sides at the same time. We can call for justice and we can call out injustice. So we're asking the police to investigate Jaden Smith's disappearance. Now, what we believe was a murder committed on that Friday. We believe she killed him while she was still angry on Friday. So we want to know what happened to Jaden Smith. And Shanique and her brother can help us a lot in finding out what happened to Jaden Smith. Who picked him up? Where did they take him to? Why did she go to Spurtree Hill? Why did she come down in such a hissy fit without even clothes? Who was her driver? Did your driver take you around for the whole time you were there? How long were you at the hospital? For how much hours were you away from the hospital? And on what day? All these questions need to be answered. All all of these questions needs to be answered. So far, they haven't, the family haven't, from our public understanding, haven't answered question under caution or under detention or arrest. So we're asking JCF, please do the right thing. Launch a murder investigation. All the family members who are talking at the moment is a suspect. The main suspect is Shanique and her brother. I do believe whatever happened to Jaden, majority of the plotting from the night when Shanique got into the rage to when Shanique got to Jamaica, to when Shanique or her driver possibly picked up Jaden after school. Her and her brother was tied into a lot of that organizing that ended up in Jaden Smith disappearance. The Amanda Alert, JCF, should allow you to move faster on this. The Amanda Alert should allow you to move faster on this. We don't believe Jaden is still alive. And we're asking for a murder investigation now, rather than a missing person inquiry. I go have got coffee now, because my throat ickle me. But once I feel good later, I'll definitely come back. But Jamaica people, we need to get involved in our education system as well. The teaching of Elizabeth and Charles and James and Victoria and Churchill and what the liar one the name Shakespeare. We need to stand against these bullshit, because Jamaica people, young people don't even know about Marcus Garvey. They don't even know about Paul Bogle and Nanny. They don't know about these people. It's just a brushed over history that we teach to our children when it comes to the people who we call our heroes and heroines. We need to change with syllabus. The syllabus that we have at the moment, it's not working for us. We're educating people to become fools. That's why Andrew Holness so dunce. Don't you understand? Because we're educating people to become fools. Anyway, I'll see you all later. Thank you very much for being here this morning. And make sure, if you're new to the program, please give us a follow. So when we go live, you certainly will get our notification. Give us a subscription on YouTube as well. Thank you for being here this morning. Goodbye and good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are from Global TV. Thank you.
Oh, thy peace, the God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rob and cheat, and not first and for make out what I seen to. Make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. men are red. How they want to see. They didn't can sell out Rasta. And sell it out. I sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone. And they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone. And they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see. They didn't can sell out Rasta. I sell out. I sell out Babylon. Just stop on the Friday. Human show and stone. And they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing. Human show and stone. And they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big man show and stone. And it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black big man show and stone. And it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rasta man show and stone. And it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.